Before Jimmie Johnson was ever known as Mr. 7-Time, or depending on who you ask, the GOAT, he was just another young prospect on the come-up. Hendrick Motorsports was slated to start their 4th Cup Series team with Jeff Gordon as a car owner, and they were looking for a development driver. That driver was Jimmie Johnson. Considering he had only one Busch Series win in 2 seasons, he was seen as a diamond in the rough. Gordon and Hendrick thought he was ready for the big time, and they immediately put him in some select Winston Cup races towards the end of the 01 season. He wasn't all that impressive at first, as his average finish in these 3 starts was only 31st, but there was still more to come. Before the start of his rookie season, they would pair him up with crew chief Chad Knaus, and the chemistry was immediate. Johnson and the 48 team went on to have one of the greatest rookie seasons in NASCAR history, as he would score 3 wins, 6 top 5s, 21 top 10s, with an average finish of 13.5. He was a threat for the championship from the jump, but towards the end of his rookie season, a lot of things went wrong, and he ended up finishing 5th in the standings. His sophomore season was a bit of the same, only this time he was able to finish out the season problem-free. His biggest highlight that season was him sweeping the Charlotte weekend, consisting of him winning the Winston All-Star race and the Coca-Cola 600. His 2003 stats are this: 3 wins, 14 top 5s, 20 top 10s, and an average finish of 11.4, and finished runner-up in the standings. Heading into the 2004 season, the goal was simple: win the Cup Series championship. With a new title sponsor and points format set to debut that season, Johnson had the opportunity to become the first champion in the playoff era. Although he wouldn't accomplish this goal, he would put together his best season up to this point.
Off turn 4, white flag this time.
Johnson, I think, said after that charge that Bobby Labonte put on him there a while ago, he said, if that's all you got, that ain't enough.
He may have one more shot, DW.
Jimmy went in a little bit low that time. Here comes Bobby. 18 cars. Just doesn't quite have the steam down the straightaway, but he's going to dive her in here hard, baby. Come on.
I guarantee he'll drive it in down here, turn 3 and 4. He went to the high side, but Jimmie Johnson in the 48 well. He just needs to come nice and straight off turn 4.
Jimmie Johnson, the low Chevrolet. Jimmy becomes the 41st driver to win at Darlington. They called him Hot Rod on the radio during the race. Hot rodding began and grew up in California. So did this guy.
White flag. And here comes Elliott Sadler in that 38 car. He moves up to the 5th position. And look at Dale Earnhardt Jr. He's bidding for a top 5. We got 1 lap to go.
Easy, Mikey.
Second place still in doubt.
Look at him. They're going to be 3 and 5.
Bobby Labonte in the ball. But we stay green.
Caution lights are on. The caution lights are on. The caution lights out.
The line here. Back it down, Jimmy.
It's over if they get to the line.
I think Michael got second.
The field was frozen.
And coming to the line, Jimmie Johnson wins his 2nd straight Coke 600.
Man.
Jimmy will be joined in victory lane by car owner Rick Hendrick, who wins the 600 for the 7th time.
For the lead. Jimmie Johnson in the 48. He gets a good run on the high side, though. He's able to complete, stay in front, going down the Long Pond straight.
I like the way Jeremy gets through turn 1 down there. He can get down on the bottom. That's going to get him up beside of Johnson if he doesn't watch out. Hear him, he's shifted going into the tunnel. He's been shifted across his short chute, but I think he's letting it all hang out now.
I think he's reaching down, getting everything that car's got, and then some.
Caution's out, buddy. Back
Yellow.
it down. Stay up high. Caution is out. Stay up high.
5 to go. Caution is out.
Now the red flag lap is 196. We will be completing 196 now, so I think we're past that window.
They're going to red flag it.
And we're here that Jeff Burton in the 99 car almost simultaneously as Dale Jarrett blew up. We know both those cars had the new engine package.
That's a cooler that has come out of the stand.
Did you see that? It just threw something down there and hit the flag.
And it hit the assistant flagman. And I hope somebody gets a squad car ride out of here for that one. Security right now is trying to identify the patron who caused that. However, as that happens, Jimmie Johnson, who's finished in the top 15.
Low, Jimmy. Stay way down low. They're throwing a bunch of stuff.
All 5 of his Pocono
starts.
starts.
Racetrack right here at the start-finish line on the inside. They just threw a bottle and hit stuff.
Jimmie Johnson is going to score his 9th career victory in his 89th start. All of them on super speedways. Jimmie Johnson wins the Pocono 500. He ties Dale Jr. for the most wins this season with 3. unless something goes mechanically wrong on this 48 car in this final 2.5 miles, he's going to cruise to victory. He has been dominant so far today.
Well, I guess he is flying right now.
Last lap, as he came to the white flag, Jimmie Johnson, the only driver on the track to turn a lap time under 55 seconds. No charge for second, but still a great drive for Kasey Kahne to come back from the involvement in the accident and the damaged car. Mark Martin looking to finish second here at Pocono for an incredible 6th time in his career.
And puts him right back in the race to the chase.
Here we come, off of turn 3. Way to go, boys. Back to back again. Thank you.
Play-by-play from the cockpit. Jimmie Johnson comes to the checkered flag and sweeps the Pocono races in 2004. Johnson wins the Pennsylvania 500. You're right. Big payday for Johnson and company. $90,000 a bonus for the championship leader winning a race.
Damn cool. Thank you.
And for Jimmie Johnson, his 4th win of 2004, he led 124 of 200 laps. Jimmie Johnson, 29-year-old from El Cajon, California, came into the chase for the Nextel Cup after leading the championship for a lot of the season, kind of stumbling when they came into it. 4 of the 6 races before this final 10-race chase, Johnson finished 30th or worse. He's now less than a lap from the checkered flag tonight, and a sweep of the season's races here at Lowe's Motor Speedway. Last man to do it at this racetrack, Dale Earnhardt, 1986.
That last lap's a long lap.
So what is winning before friends and family meet? Woohoo! That was it. Jimmie Johnson wins the UAW GM Quality 500, 1.7 seconds over Jeff Gordon. Jimmie Johnson back with his momentum in his championship bid in 2004.
Jeff Gordon stopping, congratulating, and Ern Jr.'s running into him.
And the old congratulatory donut. 5th win of the season for Johnson, 3rd here at Lowe's Motor Speedway. Jimmie Johnson finished 35th in his first race here in Martinsville. Since then, though, 6th, 9th, 2nd, 4th. He led 104 laps in the April race here. They did not pit at the end of the race when some others did. The fresh tires beat him. This time his pit crew has been superb. Got him out ahead of Kevin Harvick a little earlier in the race, keeping him in the hunt. And a good driver in a fast race car have gotten them to within 1 lap of their 2nd straight win.
Boy, McMurray is all over it. Got him, bumped him, and moved Ryan up. Now this ain't over yet.
Now he's got to go through this corner now, doesn't he?
Now Newman will drive by and bump him. Try to take the spot back, but McMurray hangs on to it.
Great race for 2nd to the finish, all the way to the checkered flag. But it's going on behind Jimmie Johnson, who picks up his 6th win of 2004.
Awesome job, guys. Awesome, awesome job.
Let's go to Bill Weber.
Thank you, Alan. Normally, we would go to Victory Lane at this point for the post-race celebration. That will not be the case today. I'm with Jim Hunter, who's NASCAR's Vice President of Corporate Communications. And, Jim, you have some very sad news.
Yes, we've been made aware the FAA reported they lost contact with a Hendrick Motorsports airplane inbound for Martinsville earlier today, Bill. We don't have a lot of details or a lot of information, but I know the FAA and the NTSB are investigating, and we've been in contact with Rick Hendrick, and we're in contact with his entire organization, and we just don't have a lot of details at the moment. But we're going to say an extra prayer for everyone in the Hendrick organization at this time.
And what of Mark Martin?
And Mark's going to have to get busy. Oh, there goes. Is that Jimmie Johnson?
Yes, sir.
Jimmie Johnson on the outside, so caught Nemechek sleeping a little bit.
And he's going to take the spot down behind some slow cars.
And he's going to go up against it. That's Kasey Kahne. Trouble again on the restart.
Just can't get it going. They thought maybe if he stayed in front, he could, but he couldn't.
And boy, they're stacking up behind him.
Oh, what a mess. Jimmie Johnson for the lead on Jeff Burton.
Locked in there, and look at
this Carl Edwards coming up on the outside.
And he's got it. Well, he had a good run.
And Michael Waltrip is tail end of the lead
lap. He wants to stay in front of these guys in case the caution comes out. Oh, who's got damage? Is that Burton?
Yeah, Burton again, smoking a left running. Done that a couple times on these restarts.
New leader, Jimmie Johnson. But Carl Edwards to his outside.
15 cars there.
Carl just drives up on the outside of it.
Oh, this is getting busy here.
Oh, man. Wow.
Look at that, man.
Wow. How good is this?
That is cool. Both of these guys are driving their guts out right now.
As hard as they can possibly go and still keep the car under control.
One more time, one more lap, one more.
White flag is up. Final lap in Atlanta. Jimmie Johnson leading Mark Martin.
Got through there a little bit better this time, Jimmie Johnson, but Mark still gained on him just a touch. But Johnson's got it. I mean, unless he makes a big mistake at 3 and 4, Mark can't do it.
This could be 3 in a row for that 48 car.
Buddy, come on, bring it home. Bring it home. Jimmy, don't do any burnouts, buddy.
The emotions of the victory for Jimmie Johnson. He wins in Atlanta for Hendrick Motorsports.
I'll tell you, that's good stuff.
In loving memory all the way.
What more can you say?
Nothing.
In loving memory all the way. Jimmie Johnson with his 7th victory of the season after a terrible 7 days for the Navel of Hendrick Motorsports.
The adrenaline comes down and the emotion hits.
Yep. Seems like it was meant to be.
That's the man that did it right there. He just, I don't know if it was meant to be or not, but I guarantee you, Randy Norton, it wasn't just his engine under the hood today.
Well, you feel for Mark Martin, but how could it turn out any other way?
You know, I read this week that people said, well, Rick Hendrick races cars to sell cars because he has a huge dealership. He said that's all wrong. I sell cars so I can have better race cars. That's his first passion, racing.
A lot of these people spent Thursday morning and then Thursday afternoon at memorial services. Then more on Friday and then came to the track. And now they will truly salute the fallen members of their family. Jimmie Johnson in victory lane for the 3rd straight week.
Hey, boss. How about that?
Now a cell phone call and a big smile. And you can only imagine that that has to be Rick Hendrick on the other end of that line. Probably heard him say, hey, boss. Ken Howes handed him the phone. Ken, a long time Hendrick Motorsports member of the family. I think Jimmie wants to get out. He's just not sure he can. A deep breath. It is perfectly silent at this racetrack. Until now. It's what you wanted.
There is no medicine like that. It doesn't change anything, and we don't get back our friends that we've lost. But it sure makes it feel better to do something like this.
Jimmie Johnson off of turn number 2, the final lap of the final Southern 500 at Darlington. Can he score the victory and close out this racetrack's great history with his name on the winner's trophy and put the exclamation point on a bid for the championship heading to Miami next Sunday? It'll be Jimmie Johnson as the winner of the 55th Dumindu Southern 500.
His 2004 stats are this: 8 wins, 20 top 5s, 23 top 10s, and an average finish of 12.1, and finished runner-up in the standings for the 2nd season in a row. Johnson would have to wait 2 more seasons before eclipsing his first Cup Series title, and after that, there was no stopping him. He would win the title for 5 seasons in a row from 2006 to 2010. The early 2000s were the building blocks of an eventual dynasty that took place, and 2004 was the best season of them all. And once again, that'll do it for another video. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Black Flags Matter. Catch you next time.